Okay, so this one is a new lesson, new activity. So it's activity 13.1, and it's angle relationships in triangles. Remember that if you're absent, just watch the video and then complete the homework that goes with it. So the first thing that you need to know is the triangle sum theorem. We have already discussed that when we did proofs. So this one says that the sum of the measure of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, so here is example number 1. This actually is not that bad, so it gives a little break from proofs. So let's say I have this triangle. This one is 60, this one is 6x, that one is right here is 5x plus 10. So since according to this theorem, all the angles when you add them up equal to 180, that's exactly what we have to do. You add them up, 5x plus 10 plus 60 plus 6x equals 180. At that point, the geometry is done, and then all there is just solving for x, so it's algebra. So combined like terms, we got 5x plus 6x, that's 11x. 10 plus 60, that is 70, is equal to 180. I'm going to subtract 70 on each side, so minus 70. And I have 11x is equal to 110. 110. And then we're going to divide by 11. So I know that x is equal to 10. Okay, so that could be like step number 1. Now the next question is could be find all angles. So all you have to do is plug in x. So on this one, let's label it A, B, and C. So we know angle B is going to be 5 times 10 plus 10. It's going to give you 60. And so that's angle B. Angle C, all you have to do is plug in 10, so 6 times 10, and you get 60. Yep, that's all there is. Just add up all the angles, and you're going to get answer equal to 180, find x, then plug it in. Okay, so here's another type of problems where we apply this theorem. So example number 2. So we have this. Looks like this. Then it goes like down here. And this one is 25. I'm going to find x. This one is 50, and that one is 20. Okay, so we're going to apply the theorem above, and we know that all the angles in a triangle must add up to 180, right? So if I know that one's 50 and that one is 20, that's 70. So 70 from 180, that's going to give you 110. So we know that one. Why are we finding that one? Because if I know this one, I know that one because they're vertical angles. And once I know this one, I can make up an equation to find x, to solve for x. So again, so 50 plus 20, that's 70. 70 from 180, that gives you 110. That's the missing angle in that triangle. Okay, so now we're going to find the other one. So I know this is 110, that's 110. So those are vertical angles. Now I'm done with that triangle on top. I'm going to look at this one at the bottom. So all I have to do is x plus 110 plus 25 is equal to 180. So x plus 135, we combine like terms, equal to 180. Okay, so now we are going to subtract. Okay, sorry, we're going to subtract. So we have x equals, see, minus 135 minus 135. So we have x equals, let's see, that's 5, so that's 45. So that angle is 45 degrees. Okay, that's another application. So that's one angle relationship. All the angles are up to 180. The next one is the exterior angle theorem. This one's fun. So exterior angle theorem. Okay, so let's say we have, let's label this angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. Now angle 1, it's obviously outside the triangle, so this one is called exterior. And these two are obviously inside, so those are called remote interior. Why are they called remote interior? Well, first of all, they're inside, and remote, it's because they're far away from the exterior angle. Okay, so pretty much what this theorem says is that measure of angle 1 is equal to measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 3. In other words, the sum of those two remote interior angles is equal to that exterior angle. Okay, so let's do an example. So example 1 for this little section. So let's say I have a triangle that looks more or less like that. This one is 28x plus 4. This one is 12x plus 1. And that one is 67. Well, based on this theorem, I know that this one is it's on the exterior, and these two are both remote interior, right? So all I have to do is add these two, so we have 12x plus 1 plus 67, and set it equal to the exterior one, which is 28x plus 4. Okay, so obviously what they want you to do in this problem is to find x. So let's combine like terms. So we have 12x plus 68 is equal to 28x plus 4. Now I'm going to subtract 12 on each side, so I got 68 is equal to 16x plus 4. Now I'm going to subtract 4, so I get 64 is equal to 16x. Now we're going to divide by 16, and I believe that's going to be 4. So x equals 4. So the next step is to find all the angles, so that way you can prove that these two is equal to that. So I'm going to plug in 4 here. So 12 plus 4 times 4, that is 48. So 48 plus 1, that's going to give you 49. So this one's 49 degrees. Now let's look on this one. So 49 plus 67, let's real quick, 49 plus 67, that gives you 116. So this one must equal to 116. So we have 28 times 4 plus 4. So 28 times 4, that gives you 112. So 112 plus 4, that is 116. So that proves it. So the sum of these two remote is equal to that. Okay, so now we can actually find this one right here. And the way we find it is, well, these two angles make a straight line, so that means they're supplementary. So then all you have to do is 160, subtract 116 from 180, and that's going to give you the answer, which is 64. Okay, and that's pretty much all there is. Yeah, so let's look at another example, and then that's going to be it. So example 2, so a different type of problem. So I have something that looks like this. This one is, the exterior is 145. This one is 85. This is angle 1, and this is angle 2. So we need to find measure of angle 1 and measure of angle 2. So there are two ways you can do this. You can take 85 plus measure of angle 1 and set it equal to 145, or you can first find angle 2 and then apply the angle sum theorem. So it depends what you want to use. So I'm going to go with what we just did. So 145 is equal to the two remote interior angles. So we have 85 plus measure of angle 1. Okay, so all I have to do is subtract 85 from 145. So let's see, minus 85, minus 85, so that's 0. So that's what, 60? 60, so measure of angle 1 is equal to 60 degrees. Now to find measure of angle 2, I can add all those three, right? Or I can use this These two are up to 180, so all I have to do is, sorry. So measure of angle 2 is equal to 180 minus 145. So that's what? That's 5. That's 8.1. So that's 35. So this one is 35 degrees. Okay? So there are different ways to solve this problem. So that's pretty much all there is. So for practice, you need to do page 189, 1 through 7. I'm sorry. Page 185, and that is 17 to 23. And then for homework, it's page 189, numbers 1 through 8, 10, and 11. Okay? And there you go.